The Eastern District of Virginia is tense, its marble halls echoing with anticipation and uncertainty. Inside, a federal grand jury is gathered, weighing the fate of James B. Comey, the former FBI director whose actions have divided the nation. A prosecutor, personally selected by President Trump, is racing against a critical deadline to present a case that could alter the course of American history. The White House, watching every move, is eager to see Comey, one of its most prominent adversaries, face criminal charges that could vindicate the administration's narrative. This is no ordinary legal proceeding. It's a high-stakes clash where politics and law collide, and the outcome could reverberate for years. The charges stem from Comey's explosive congressional testimony about the FBI's investigation into the 2016 Trump campaign's alleged ties to Russia, a saga that has gripped the country. The central question, did Comey lie to Congress, or was he caught in the crossfire of political warfare? The answer could reshape the boundaries between law and politics, setting a precedent for future investigations and public officials. President Trump has publicly demanded action, putting immense pressure on the Department of Justice and raising the stakes for everyone involved. The grand jury, made up of ordinary citizens, now stands at the epicenter of this political earthquake, tasked with a decision that could shape the nation's future. As the deadline looms, the legal community and the public watch with bated breath, knowing the outcome could redefine American institutions and the rule of law itself. On one side stands a former FBI director turned vocal critic, whose reputation and legacy are on the line. On the other, a president seeking retribution and validation, determined to prove his critics wrong. In the middle, a new prosecutor, a grand jury, and the very concept of impartial justice, all under the nation's microscope. The urgency and stakes are unprecedented, with every second bringing the country closer to a historic decision. The outcome will send a powerful message about the state of American democracy and whether justice can truly remain blind in the face of political storms. The nation holds its breath as the clock ticks down, waiting to see which way the scales of justice will tip. At the center of this storm is Lindsey Halligan, the newly appointed U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia. Her sudden rise to this powerful position has sent shockwaves through the legal and political communities, drawing intense scrutiny from all sides. Her appointment was swift and unconventional. She's a former Trump defense lawyer with no prosecutorial experience. Many in the legal field were caught off guard by her selection, questioning whether she possesses the background needed for such a high-stakes role. Critics argue her main qualification is loyalty to the president, raising doubts about her impartiality. Some legal experts warn that her lack of prosecutorial history could undermine public trust in the justice system. The White House's intent is clear: install a loyalist to push the Comey case forward. This move is seen by many as a calculated effort to ensure the administration's interests are protected at every stage. Halligan faces direct, relentless pressure to secure an indictment, with the president publicly demanding results. The media spotlight has only intensified, amplifying every decision she makes. She must build a complex case against a high-profile figure, all while under intense scrutiny. Every legal maneuver is dissected by pundits and legal analysts, adding to the immense weight on her shoulders. The decision to move forward now falls squarely on her shoulders. The responsibility is enormous, and any misstep could have far-reaching consequences. Would a career prosecutor have taken this case? Many doubt it. The risks are high, and the political overtones are impossible to ignore. Halligan may have to personally argue for the indictment, further highlighting the political nature of the prosecution. Her every move is watched, analyzed, and debated. Her credibility and future are on the line. If she falters, it could damage not only her reputation, but also the public's faith in the justice system. The stakes for her are as high as for Comey. Both careers hang in the balance, shaped by the outcome of this case. The legal world watches to see if she can withstand the pressure. Every decision she makes will be remembered and judged for years to come. Her actions will define not just her career, but the integrity of the office she leads. The spotlight is unrelenting, and the nation waits to see what she will do next. The case against Comey hinges on one charge: perjury. Prosecutors must prove he knowingly lied to Congress about the FBI's Russia investigation. Perjury is notoriously hard to prove. It's not enough to show a falsehood. Intent is everything. The government must show Comey's statement was false and that he knew it at the time. Investigators have pored over his testimony for years, dissecting every detail. Comey's defenders say any discrepancies were minor or honest mistakes, not deliberate lies. The prosecution must convince a jury that these were calculated deceptions, not errors. Career prosecutors previously declined to bring charges, citing the high burden of proof. They knew convincing a jury that Comey, a seasoned official, lied under oath would be nearly impossible. The defense would argue the chaos of a major investigation blurs details. The legal bar is high, making this urgent push for indictment risky. The case is a legal and political gamble. The outcome could set a precedent for future prosecutions. The push against Comey is fueled by President Trump's personal campaign for retribution. Trump has made no secret of his desire to see Comey prosecuted, turning the legal process into a public spectacle. His demands have placed political appointees under intense scrutiny and pressure to deliver results. The president's public calls for action challenge the traditional separation between the White House and the Justice Department. For Trump, an indictment would be a political victory and a distraction from other challenges. The pressure tests the loyalty of appointees like Halligan, forcing them to choose between legal standards and political demands. This dynamic has created internal conflict within the Justice Department. The stakes are as much about politics as they are about law. Inside the U.S. Attorney's Office, a battle rages between career prosecutors and political appointees. Career staff, guided by evidence and precedent, previously found the case against Comey too weak to pursue. Their professional judgment was overruled by political pressure from the White House. The installation of Halligan marks a shift toward political objectives over legal norms. This has demoralized career staff and raised questions about the department's integrity. The outcome will reveal whether justice is guided by law or by political will. The stakes are institutional, not just personal. The Justice Department's future hangs in the balance. Legal experts agree, perjury is one of the hardest crimes to prove. Prosecutors must show not just a false statement, but clear intent to deceive. In complex cases like this, facts are often open to interpretation, making intent difficult to establish. Without direct evidence, like an admission, proving state of mind is nearly impossible. That's why perjury charges are rare and reserved for clear-cut cases. Career prosecutors already declined to charge Comey, seeing the case as too weak. The current push is a high-risk legal gamble. The odds of conviction are slim, and the risks to credibility are high. While the legal case focuses on Comey's testimony, his social media activity has inflamed the political battle, drawing attention far beyond the courtroom. The digital world has become a new front in this ongoing conflict, with every post and comment scrutinized for hidden meaning and intent. Since leaving the FBI, Comey has become a vocal critic of Trump online, using cryptic and provocative posts that often leave followers and critics alike speculating about his true intentions. His digital presence is now as influential as his past role in law enforcement. One viral Instagram post in May 2025 showed Seychelles spelling 8647, widely interpreted as a call to remove the 47th president. The post quickly spread across platforms, igniting fierce debate and drawing millions of views within hours. The White House condemned it as incitement, sparking a Secret Service investigation and public outrage. Officials argued that such messages could inspire real-world consequences, intensifying the already charged atmosphere. Comey deleted the post, claiming no violent intent, but the damage was done. The controversy only grew, with critics accusing him of recklessness and supporters defending his right to free expression. For Trump's allies, it was proof of Comey's animosity and recklessness, reinforcing their belief that he is driven by personal vendetta rather than principle. Throughout 2024 and 2025, Comey's feed has been a steady stream of political commentary, ranging from pointed critiques to subtle jabs at the administration and its supporters. Posts like Vote Harris and critiques of Trump's followers have fueled the perception of Comey as a partisan foe, deepening the divide between his supporters and detractors. While not legally relevant, these posts are politically explosive, dominating news cycles and shaping public opinion in unpredictable ways. They help the White House frame Comey as biased and vindictive, using his own words to undermine his credibility in the eyes of the public. The prosecution's narrative is strengthened by this digital antagonism, as they argue that Comey's actions outside the courtroom reflect his motivations within it. The legal fight is now inseparable from the political spectacle, with each development amplified by the relentless pace of online discourse. Comey's online presence keeps him at the center of controversy, ensuring that every move he makes is met with intense scrutiny and reaction. The stakes are heightened by every post, as the boundaries between legal proceedings and political theater continue to blur in real time. The entire case is driven by a looming deadline. The statute of limitations expires soon. If the grand jury doesn't indict by the cutoff, the chance to prosecute vanishes forever. This urgency explains Halligan's hasty appointment and the White House's relentless push. Normally, a case like this would take months to build, but time has run out. Halligan's team is scrambling to present a case that career prosecutors already rejected. The rush increases the risk of mistakes and weakens the case's foundation. The grand jury faces enormous pressure to decide quickly. Their deliberations are shaped by urgency and political overtones. The process itself is being tested as never before. For the White House, the deadline is a strategic opportunity to frame the case as a last chance for justice. Whether or not Comey is indicted, the spectacle serves the president's political goals. The deadline is the engine driving the showdown. The nation watches as time runs out. As the deadline nears, the grand jury's decision remains uncertain. They must weigh evidence in a case career prosecutors deemed too weak, presented by a politically connected U.S. attorney. An indictment would be a major political win for Trump, validating his claims of conspiracy. But it would also trigger a fierce legal battle, with Comey's defense arguing political persecution. If the grand jury declines to indict, it would be a sharp rebuke to the White House and a vindication for career prosecutors. Either outcome will have lasting consequences for the Justice Department and American politics. The case has blurred the line between law and political payback. The integrity of the Justice Department is at stake. The episode sets a precedent for future administrations. The nation waits, knowing the verdict is about more than one man. It's a test of democratic norms and the principle that justice should be blind to politics. The fallout will echo for years. The grand jury's choice will shape the future of American justice.